I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
You entered an almost empty school in the evening. Yeah, evening. There are two shifts, and students are divided in shifts. Some students study in the morning and some in the evening. And you were one of the evening shift students. Well, now why did you come so early? The reason is fear. Everyone has their fear, right? So you also have one, but it's the worst happening in your life. The agoraphobia, fear of being in crowded places, not all but specific places. And the worst part is school is one of those places. And it's not like only you know about your phobia, no, some of your batchmates know about it and they always try to make your life hell by pointing out your fear. But there are some people around you too who don't know about this but still manage to bother you. You sighed and walked inside your classroom, tightly clenching on your books. At your chest you walk and sat on the last row, in the last chair in the corner so you can breathe properly. Otherwise, sitting in front is almost a wishing death. You are not a dull type student but just average. You're not bad and also not the best at anything, but you're good. Simple student who knows that I have to pass the exam and respect my teacher, but there is a person who really doesn't let you become one simply because of his actions. Sometimes because of this action, other students think I'm a weak and vulnerable type that maybe sometimes I am. Oh, Senorita, again sitting in a corner, and here he comes. Jungkookff, the bad boy in school, not a playboy even though there are many fake rumors about him. You know they aren't true because you heard yourself from one of his fake nightstands when you were in the washroom, and she and her friend thought no one was there and spit all the truth. You are blind love and affection. What are you thinking? You flicked your head, that made you come to reality. Well, I forgot to tell. He had a weird habit of calling me with different names. Don't know why. He very well knows my real name, but still. Why doesn't know the meaning of those names? None of your business. You said in almost a whisper. There was a beam of light on his face. He wishes that you knew right now how much this whispering voice of yours he likes. Everything related to you is my business. He said, leaning down to you. You saw some students who just entered the class. Their eyes were literally piercing your soul. Didn't he notice how they looked at us? You got irritated easily when you get a lot of attention and stares. Hey, just leave. He said, pushing his leaning figure away, and look at your book. I didn't come here to leave 1,000 flowers. Besides, his body size was 2 times bigger than yours. You don't have this much energy to waste. Did you completed your art assignment? Suddenly he snatched your art book from your desk, which have your homework. Don't give me back. You tried to take it back, but he was taller than you. No, don't do useless efforts. I'll give you this after break. Yes, he winked. You shook your head and followed him back. Don't please, I need to submit it. You were about to follow him more, but suddenly a crowd of students was walking to your way. Your eyes widened and you ran back to your seat at last, hands sweating like heck. You took a deep breath, calmed yourself and prepared yourself for every punishment you will get from teacher. While outside of your class, oh, she didn't follow me. His face frowned because he thought you will follow him to get the assignment book, but he went back, and that's when he clicked his tongue inside his cheek. She doesn't like my attention. Just then he got a spank on his head. Who can dare to do this? Well, one of his hunks. John, not every girl wants your pants. Oh, so she likes his shirt more. Jen rolled his eyes. Hobby, just eat that hamburger of yours, he said to his friend who was eating the burger. Maybe you're not her type. The short guy in 7 said, that made them all look at him. She's also not into short mans too, Jimin. Says who is just a centimeter taller than me, he said, pointing at the long-haired guy. What should I do with her assignment? The youngest asked while still holding her book. Give her back in the break. Now it's time for class, let's go. They all walked to their respective classes. Hey, let me see her sketches. He tried to snatch a book from the younger, but Jungkook didn't give him your book and kept it on his chest protectively. Hyung, stop it. Meanwhile, in your class, okay student, the assignments of yesterday now hand over to me. Your hands start to sweat again. How come you will answer the teacher? Just then, she called your name, Hwayan. You looked at her. Please hand me your assignment. You got up from his seat, looking at other side. Now the whole class is looking at you. Your hands start to tremble as you start to speak. I don't have it today. You said, looking down, not able to face her. Why, Ryan? I didn't expect it from you. You didn't look up just because now the whole class was looking at you. And you felt your blood rushing fast in your veins. You just wanted to run away in a lonely, dark place without any human. Sorry. Those were the last words coming out of your mouth. You don't know how to make those realistic lies like other students. You have always submitted your assignments to me. It's the first time, so I'm sparing you. Maybe you have a personal issue, but next time, detention. You quickly nodded, thanking her and sit back. But your gaze caught a group of students looking at you. Those were the ones who know about your fear. One of them smirked and shifted forward. You didn't look at them again and focused on the class. At break time, you walked side by side of the wall to not bump into a crowded student walking through the corridor. You saw everyone learning and smiling with their friends. You looked at them as a pure smile appeared on your lips, but then you remembered you don't have any friends. Why? It's not like you don't have any, but you have in the past, and they end up calling you a weak person instead of helping you. It wasn't your fault to have this fear, right? Then why do you have to suffer? Why can't I live normally like them all? Walking in a crowded area without being anxious, going to parties and malls full of people laughing, but you just got this curseful phobia. You entered the cafeteria. It was also full of students, but no one was looking at you, so you walked toward the food serving area. Thank God the waiting line was not long. You sighed and walked forward. Filling your plate, you turned but stopped, your grip tightened on the tray. You gulped a big lump as the group of students was standing in front of you with hands on their hips. There were 2 girls and 3 boys. They were looking at you like they would just eat you instead of food. The one girl stood in front of you. Oh look, our cute girl is going to eat food. Don't you have Jungkookff to eat? They said sarcastically, and suddenly one girl grabbed your food tray and threw it. That made your uniform dirty with the floor. Your eyes became teary as you didn't have any extra clothes to wear and food. Why is your disgusting fear taking over you? Listen here, you. The girl gripped your hair and said in anger, "Stay away from John. Keep your filthy self to you. Okay, leave her. We need to leave the cafeteria because teachers see us." They all left you there looking like whole trash, tears streaming your eyes and head aching as all the students in cafeteria were looking at you. But then group of boys entered. Jungkook's gaze went to you. As his eyes widened, he handed your book to Taeyang and ran to you. "Hey Ryan, are you okay?" He asked you to look at him with shivering hands and tears. He regretted asking you this question. I'm sorry. Let's get up." Everyone was looking at the scene. Jungkook and his friends were helping you to walk and went to the nursing room. Jungkook made you sit on the bed and check your body parts if you get hurt somewhere else too. "How did this happen?" he asked, but you still didn't answer. He sighed looking at his friends and they also gave him a shrug. "What happened, kids?" The nurse entered asking. "We don't know. Actually, when we entered the cafeteria, she was on the floor like this." Nurse nodded and checked you. "Honey, do you have extra clothes?" You shake your head looking down. "It's okay, wait, I'll come." He went running and came back running. "Here, I have this extra hoodie and shorts." The nurse thanked him and told you to change clothes. While you went to change, the nurse spoke. "Guys, I don't think she fell accidentally or something, but I think she was bullied." "Why had you said that?" he asked, getting confused. "I can't say according to her condition and the way she is shivering and crying. It's not like she fell. It's a condition when you get really frightened or something." Jungkook bro raised and came back. "Thanks," he said looking at Jungkook and the nurse. Jungkook and the boys let her go and decided to do something. After school, you left the school building and walked ahead. Little did you know that someone was following you. And he was Jungkook. He wanted to see what you do and what happened to you that sometimes you really act weird. He saw you sat on a local bus stand. He stood away wearing mask. He noticed you didn't sit in first 3 buses which were almost full with people. You stood in corner and suddenly got inside the 4th bus. That was almost empty being one of last bus. You also got into the bus. The bus reached your station and you went down, walking on your way. You ignored all the crowded path and people. He was so confused about why do you do this. But then he saw you in his clothes. A smile appeared on his lips. You were looking so small and cute. He noticed you entered in your home that was almost dark even after you entering home. Only dim lights were on. He sighed and went to his home. Next day in school, Jungkook reached school before you and went to teacher office. Good morning, ma'am. Yes, Jungkook, what do you need? He was standing in front of your homeroom teacher. After some time, thanks, ma'am. I'll give this back to you soon. Somehow he convinced her to give him your personal details. He started to read the details when his eyes widened. He saw any illness, agoraphobia. He didn't expect this. Now he understood why he didn't follow him back because the corridor was almost full with students. Why you didn't take first 3 buses and why you fell in the cafeteria because you got bullied over your fear. Now his knuckles turned almost white. Anger was taking over him for himself and for those students who did this with you. He went back to his class and told everything to his friends. Damn, she's strong. Yeah, I would have yelled if I was her. Jungkook, you should treat her well and be friendly with her. Jin suggested, yes, maybe she will feel less lonely. I can also give her company, he said. BTS accept Jimin. Jimin, she... Okay. Jungkook, be good with her and try to take her to a therapist. I know she will be afraid, but try to convince her. Listen, the process will be like... Jin gestured to Jungkook to leave. He left while others also left slowly. And RM turned. So finally she will be fine. Wait, where did everyone go? Jungkook entered your class again. He saw you sitting in a corner, but then your eyes met his. You gestured for him to come close. He was shocked. Yes, Sakura. Cherry Blossom, you wanted to chuckle at his habit, but keep your face straight. Here, thanks. You gave him his clothes, though seems to be washed and with a beautiful scent. Hey, no need to. You can keep it. I have many at home. He gave you back. You were a little shocked he didn't annoy you. And there you go. Sorry, yesterday I was jogging with you and I didn't want it to scare you. He gave you your book back. You took it, but then your eyes shifted to the student sitting across the other line. You gulped at their sharp gaze. Jungkook understood who those students were, but controlled his anger. Hey, you wanna ask, will you eat dinner with me after school? You looked at him with hidden eyes, ready to deny it, but oh, you know that's my friend's place, and it's closed at night. Only we two will be there. You smiled shyly at the word only two. It was of both types, means no other people, and you with a guy alone. So yes or no? Jung knew you don't talk much, always gave little reply or kept quiet. And you nodded in reply. He jumped in happiness and hugged you. You were taken aback by his actions. Then he whispered something in your ear. You're the most brave and strong girl I've ever met in my life. He went back to his class and the teacher entered. You opened your arts book and saw a little note in it. It's okay to have flaws and fears, but some people show it and some don't. It's okay to live with this fear because showing them you will collect on real people around you, not two-faced. So don't be sad but be proud. There was a bunny emoji at last. A genuine smile appeared on your face. It was after a long time someone tried to make you happy. After some time in school backside, hey, you called me here? He asked from another girl who was standing there, and a minute there was a group there, the 5 students who bullied Ryan. They were confused that none of them called them, so who called them here? But suddenly a liquid was poured on them from up. Their whole body and clothes were full of that stinky, sticky liquid. As they smelled, I'll vomit anytime. They all were discussing about each other, but someone laughed. They looked up to see Jimin and V standing from the first floor having basket in their hands. Bro, don't you dare to touch Ryan, or next time we will be not standing here but in front of you with your broken bones. Disgusting people. He pinched his nose, acting like the smell was reaching there. After school, it was 8 p.m. You were walking beside the guy who asked you to eat dinner with him. You were a little confused because you didn't get bullied today and also happy that it was finally a calm day. Jungkook took you from a quiet street. It was making you relax and he noticed it. Feeling good, you nodded with a little smile. He smiled back. Your smile is like a bunny smile. It's beautiful. Jungkook raised a brow and said, wow, it's my lucky day. First time you talked this long with me and directly a compliment with a long sentence. You laughed as he jumped in happiness. And you're Hushi, beautiful star, you chuckled. Why do you call me with other names? Jungkook was happy you were opening up with him. I just felt to. He shrugged his shoulder. Let's go inside and eat. He laughed, looking hungry. You're happy to feel cherished. Someone first time cherished you like this in your life. Here you go. This is made by my friend's mother. She cooked it especially for you. Really? Yes, now eat it. It'll get cold. You both started to eat dinner. Vian, would you mind if I ask you something? You shake your head, not able to think what he will ask. Can we be friends? You became shocked at his question, but thinking of how he treated you makes you left with no choice. Okay, friends. You start smiling, he smiled and hugged you. Yes, you are the best. You slowly hugged him back. Do the things you fear to do and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way ever to discover to conquer fear. He broke the hug looking confused. How? Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so we may fear less, and I am with you always here to support you in overcoming it. You smiled and hugged him again, finally someone whom you can trust more than yourself.